Hello everyone, xHedra here bringing you episode 37 of Galactic Science, a mud pack by Caitlin. So, in the last episode, we upgraded the setup on Venus for better mining, but it clearly won't be enough. Now that I've made my list for the Stargate, if I look here, do I have any more? No, they won't be coming in here. Because of my change, they would be in here. I have two more Venus crystal ore. And that's clearly made me see that we're not going to be getting enough. So we're going to have to make some magically created truth synthing, and we're also going to have to max our mining, which means more power. But this episode, I want to show you what a nightmare the Stargate is. We're going to get it done, don't worry. So in the time lapse, I finally set up my extraction. It's not the best, like I'm going to rearrange this, but for the time being, I just shoved all of the barrels here. I put a couple of upgrades and everything. So in here I have things accruing that are not that important, but at least I'm extracting fast enough. And from here I'm supposed to be receiving stuff from the planet. I'm chugging so much power into uh, Venus that it might already have finished all of the processing in Venus. This is all good. I'm just taking a quick look at everything, make sure that the resources are going on well. Because the other thing I discovered, this was full, but like full, so full that the ingot there couldn't even return there. And not only that full, so much. I hate this teleport sometimes. See, I was a bit too far advanced. So much full that this also was completely full. So I got really tired of it. What I ended up doing is I made 4 more Alloy Smelter. I've just been filling it with material to process. Not so 1, 2. The third one's here, and there's a fourth one back here. Oh, no. Ah, derp. And one here. So now I'm processing a lot more resource. Not only that, I even like shoved this thing full and I'm trying to get through it. So I have to automate it in some way because these need to be filling and emptying. Like I need a better processing material line. And that's really important because I'm going to need so much material. I finished the Naquadah ingot, so I put one Naquadah there and one Naquadah ingot. How many of these do I have? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, okay, so that's perfect. Let me extract, let me break all of these because we're going to go to a new setup right now. Let me take all of this. Perfect. How high is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's perfect. So let me show you something. Let's do a quick setup. So 1, really? 1, no, not you. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put one in the middle. Well, this is our new setup. This is the Stargate setup. And this has nothing to do in the center, but I put it there because it's going to be the dialing device. And this is how we create a Stargate. It's a 5x5. So yeah, it's going to be a crazy amount of stuff. And before we get into that, like I got carried away, as if that never happens in one of my episodes. I got carried away, but here, Duncan Webb told me the tip and trick about using, whoa, I'm missing a dirt here, so mobs could be falling here. Where's my dirt? I'm sorry, going to go get a dirt to block that in before I get into problems with mob getting into my base. Although I don't think any can get any close to my base now. With the upgrade on the wooden killer, they can't really get that close to my base. So, okay, it's close. So I tried, here you can see there's a multi upgrade because I tried putting a stock upgrade. But same issue happens. Like it's always trying to put some sticks in here and it's always pushing them back. So it's not really resolving my problem. So the second thing I tried is putting a stock upgrade here with 2 stack of 64. As you see, I've got wooden plank accruing here. So I think that's where I went wrong. I tried saying fill that up maximum with stick, fill that up maximum with axe, and only make sure there's one in there at all time. But I don't think that's the trick. I think the trick's going to be always keep 9 axe in here, always keep 9 stack of stick in here, and then with those stock upgrade, when it tries to take 3 axe to send in here, and it returns 2, well, the stock upgrade is going to make sure that it stocks with 2 more. And when 2 more comes back, instead of having 9, we'll have 11. Which is not a problem, because next time it takes 3, it'll bring you at 8, which means it will bring 2 back in here. And at some point it's going to stabilize where it has always enough axe and is always replacing only the 1. The other thing I want to do is I got to B-space barrel these things, because the sticks and the axe, I want to put producing them somewhere else, not really important. And I want to make sure that these B-space barrel, I make like maybe only one of each, but maybe more than one of each, because I want to be able to go set up my tree farm somewhere else. I don't want any lag here. So those are all things I'm going to do. But there's a lot of setup to be done, and there's a lot of things to be moved forward, and each episode will be dedicated to one specific thing. Like at some point we're going to need better mining on Pluto. Why better mining on Pluto? Because we're going to need a lot of Pluto sapphire and stuff like that. We're still on Venus, so let's go to Venus quickly. I want to go to Venus quickly because I just want to check if I'm still getting material or if it's finished. See? Wow, I'm pumping so much power in there that it's already finished mining the section that it was supposed to mine. So last time I added 32 to this dimension and 32 to this dimension. And so this time I'm just going to this one move by 32 back. So I'm going to say 32 down, and I'm going to put the offset, I'm going to move the offset by another 32 here to say 64. And I'm going to put it back in here. Oh, what did I do? No, I left the offset at 0. That's why it didn't take so long. So 60, I'm going to put that back to 64, and I'm going to put that back to 96, and I'm going to put it back in, and I'm going to show you what happened. If I put it in here and I say support preview mode, I come back out this way. I hate this block. See, what I ended up mining was this stop part. So I didn't really mine efficiently. That was a major derp that's going to slow me down. So now, if I take this out again and I change it, so I ended up saying an offset of 0. So I mined basically 20 down and 20 up. But I want to get to bedrock level. So again, let's do F3. I'm at 106. Yes, I'm at 105 right now. That's not the button I wanted to do. I'm at 105 and I took 20 out of that. So I removed the 105 minus 20. I removed down to 85. So there's 80 left going down. So I'm going to say take 80 and I'm going to offset by minus 40. I'm going to say minus 42. It doesn't matter if the offset's a bit bigger. I'm going to put it back in there and I'm going to support preview back on, and I'm just going to go verify it. Is there a lot of mob out there? No. So I'm just going to go and take a quick look. Oh, you can see, no, okay, mistakes were made. I shouldn't have gone out. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be mining down to bedrock, and I don't want to risk anything right now, so let's just turn it back on and let it do its magic. And it's back on. Is it back on? Hello? It's not using any power. What? What's going on? So, minus 42. So I'm going 42 down. Yeah, should be good. I don't know what I'm... Oh, I click one of these things. And it stopped right now. Oh, let's turn it back on. Okay, and now it's looking at levels. And is it finally using power? It's slowly going down level by level. And I'm starting to get material, so perfect. So I'm going to have to look at this. What's going on here? This is extracting. It has speed upgrade. Why is it jammed again? Hello. No, okay. It's just not extracting fast enough. Oh no, it's just not extracting fast enough. Really, this is crazy. How many speed upgrade am I going to need to put in there? Do I have any more on me? No more speed upgrade on me. So I'm obviously going to need to come back here. Let's just try and give it a hand to jumpstart it. Like so, and so, and so, and wow. So now it should be going a little bit better, but I'm going to have to make sure these things have max upgrades. Like, when I say max upgrade, I mean like 15 each in them. Because I need this to be max working at all time. Let's go back home. I've semi-fixed the situation here. I can't believe I had forgot the y-axis. So now that this is done, let's start working on, let's go through the list, okay? I want to look through the list with you. So basically, a Stargate ring is a 5x5. And I did this search in another world, but I'm going to go through it with you. For Stargate, you need a Stargate controller. This is basically what dials. It doesn't go in the middle of the build. It goes in front of the Stargate, but I put the block here because that's where I would put it. And a Stargate controller is made out of 3 buttons, some reinforced obsidian, which means a lot of dark steel, a Stargate controller crystal, which means some nether star pulsating crystal, stuff like that, and that's it. Then Stargate base. We need one Stargate base that's going to go in that place right here. The Stargate base is made out of 4 Stargate ring block, 3 heavy duty plate tier 6, a Stargate core crystal, and some short range telepad. Short range telepad, it's not super expensive. It's a couple of material, but not extra expensive. The Stargate core crystal, just like the other crystal in there, is 4 nether blocks, some pulsating crystal, and a block of sapphire. The Stargate ring block is the expensive part. Now, a Stargate needs 7 chevron. 1 corner here, 1 middle here, 1 corner here. So 1, 2, 3, skip 4, skip 5, skip 6, skip 7, and the rest are ring block. So we're going to need 7 Stargate chevron block and 8 Stargate ring block. But don't forget, we already need 4 for the Stargate base. So, and these all need 4 each. So the 7 of the chevron is going to make these become 7 times 4. So 36. Oh, I want to cry just thinking about it. And this one's another 4. So 7, 14, 21, 28, not 36. I knew my maths was off. 28 plus the 4 in this one, that's 32, plus another 8 all around, so that's 40. And these are made from 6 tier 6 heavy duty plate and 3 naquadah. So a lot of material. And if I look quickly at the heavy duty plate tier 6, it's sapphire plate, ununpitium plate, and frozen iron plate. The sapphire plate, it's easy. 1 sapphire makes 2 plates, so that's relatively cheap. The ununpitium plate is 1 for 1 with ununpitium. Oh, these names. And the frozen iron plate is 1 for 1 with a frozen iron ingot. The only thing though is that frozen iron ingot you can get from a block of frozen iron, and a block of frozen iron you get from 9 raw ununpitium. So there's a way to go from raw ununpitium, but not the other way around. So if we look into here right now, just to take a quick look, ununpitium ore, we have only 3. So I think the quantity of ununpitium is going to be an issue, but if we have less frozen ore than we have ununpitium, which as you can see is not going to happen, we could transform them into frozen iron. But if I remember the last playthrough, frozen iron is not going to be an issue at all, ever. Whereas the ununpitium is going to be an issue. So don't really care about that, especially since these can be made out of 3, whereas the raw, where's the raw? Let me just check again for the raw. Whereas the raw, ooh, I completely forgot about that. They're both way. So okay, perfect. I thought the raw was going to make ingot. So they're both way. So basically, raw unupentium is considered the same as frozen iron. They are interchangeable one for the other, which is going to change a little bit my list. So let's get down here. Let me position myself on my list, but I already told you the first part, which is 8 Stargate ring block, 7 Stargate Chevron block, 1 Stargate base block, and 1 Stargate controller, which means 40 Stargate ring block, 1 short range telepad, 1 Stargate core crystal, 1 Stargate controller crystal, which means 1 beam core, 5 reinforced obsidian. Then I'm going to skip a ton of in-between material, and I'm just going to pause 1 second to move down my list because it's so long, and we get to the base material. And that's the crazy part. I'm going to go in reverse. So in the base material, I need 240 Venus crystal. Yeah, 240, and we have 5 as of now. 1,128 iron ingot, 10 titanium ingot, 50 sapphire, 81 raw ununpitium, and 81 frozen iron ingot. So basically, we need in between the two 162. It doesn't really matter because they're in block of 9 interchangeable. So I could change that to say one or the other. 8 nether star, 17,312 coal, 37 obsidian, 3 stone, 38 ender pearl, 8 diamond, 5 redstone, 1 glass pane, 4 red dye, and 4 yellow dye. 4 red dye and 4 yellow dye are broken down from the flour, which we'll get from bone mealing the grass, so that's not even worth talking about. I think we even have them. But all of this is going to transform into all of the material that we need. It's just a crazy amount. Like it's let's look at the iron. I said I needed 1,128 iron and I have 1,150. So basically all of the iron that I have now, it's gone. If I was going to make the material right now, I would need all of this, which is why it's going to take a while. Like it's not going to be instant. For the coal, see, I don't even have enough coal. I have a bit more than half. I have 9,293 coal, which is a bit more than the half of 17,000 that we need. So remember when I was talking about the poly tool and about how I was going to make carbon nanotube. So let's do quick math on that. I'm just going to start my calculator. You're not going to see it on the screen, but we said we needed 8 poly tool times 4 stack of carbon nanotube times 64 nanotube. So we need 2,048 nanotube. The nanotube are made out of 4 stack of carbon. So 2,048 times 4, that's, no, not minus 4. I said times 4. That's 8,192 stacks of carbon. Times 64, that's 524,288 carbon. And carbon, technically, we get from coal at 8 per. So if I divide this by 8, I mean 65,000 coal, which is more than the 17 we already need. So coal is going to be an issue. But we can always get coal 2-way. We can get coal from this Venus coal ore. And let me just do a quick search on Venus coal ore. Venus coal. How can I transform that? I can smelt it. I can alloy smelter it. I can sag mill it for 3 coal. So I'm definitely... And coal powder. Ooh, that's cool because I need coal powder for my dark steel. And there's a chance of diamond. Not that I really care, but that's good. 2 with a crusher. 2, okay. So basically, we're going to be putting that in here for sure. That's what's going to maximize our amount of coal. But, of course, the setup we're going to make the carbon nanotube, at some point, we're going to transform it to make coal. Because if I search coal, what about coal block? I'm just curious, can I synth a cold block? Yeah, with 72 carbon. So at some point, the same setup that we have to turn carbon into carbon nanotube, we're going to change to make carbon block because we're going to need that for the naquadah. So in the beginning, we're going to transform all of that. And I don't want to spend the time transforming those into blocks. So if I look at crafter, I'm going to be making a tier 1 crafter where it's going to start transforming these into block because I don't want to personally spend the time grabbing a stack from here, going in here and making blocks out of them. When you're talking about thousands of block, I don't want to have to do that manually. I would have to do that in a time lapse, and I think I would be bored out of my mind waiting for that to get done. And these, like I said, I have to automate these because I don't want to be wasting time collecting these and refilling them. And I'm obviously not making enough at this moment. Let me just show everything in here. Perfect. Oh, where's the tin? Right here. Okay, so perfect. So we already have a naquadah alloy ingot, which is not even a portion of what we need, and we have one naquadah. So we're also going to have to automate the steps for the naquadah. Oh, with the crafter, I'm also going to make a tier 1 crafter to make the block of iron. Same principle. I don't want to have to spend so many time. How many did I said I needed? 1128? You know what? I think I'm going to just move that into another barrel. Yeah, let me just take that out right now. Let me put down another barrel right here, and let's just get the transfer started. Oh, no, no, no. Mistakes were made. I don't want this. Perfect. And I'm going to set this to, I'm going to set this to insert. I'm going to set that one to extract. And I'm just going to let it go. And that's going to be what I use to make the block when I automate the creation of block. And once that has finished transferring, why did I move it? See, sometimes I just do dumb stuff. If I don't leave it here, it's not going to be grabbing the material coming from here. And what I can just basically do is put that right there and just set up a little thingamajig like that to start transferring it. Of course, it's going to transfer more because it's going to transfer everything. But once this is almost like when this is more than what I need, I'm going to disconnect it and I'm manually going to remove what I need from there because it's going to be that simple. That I'm going to put a crafter in the back and just auto craft from there. So those are the things that I'm going to be setting up because I need to automate everything. Everything needs to be automated right now. And this is what those episodes are going to be about. Every episode we're going to decide one automation step that we're going to do, and it's the one that we're going to be setting. So next episode I told you it was going to be this episode, but the next episode is going to be about the carbon nanotube. So it's going to be setting up the creation of carbon nanotube from these from the cellulose that we have downstairs. Because mobs, come on, just die. I think I'm just going to at some point make another wooden killer to get rid of this. So see, this is it's keeping full because we're not producing, oh yeah, 4.2. So everything's in balance right now. But we're going to have to make sure that we start using some of those to transform into carbon nanotube. And what I'm going to do, again, is probably a round robin thing where I make sure that we prioritize one of this, always keeping this full, and the rest, when this is not full, the rest goes into a decomposer to make some carbon and hydrogen and oxygen. So the hydrogen and oxygen is probably going to be annoying. So I'm probably going to just set these into some flush chest. Because as you can see, I already have 1024 stack here, another 252 stacks here. I'm not using the hydrogen to the max capacity that I can because I decided to make my power lava base. And this is all keeping full, max powering everything, so I don't have any problem down this way. And see here, oh wow, I have another 252 stacks here. So definitely right here, I'm going to be converting this into carbon. I'm going to set up that business right here. And you see how this is set up. So here's how this is set up. I can always make sure, since this is already full, I can make sure that this is like priority 10, and whatever other setup I put in the back. You know what? This is really a setup that should take like moments to make. So let's just do it right now, because there's no way that I need to dedicate a full episode to that. Unless I don't have my, oh yeah, chemical decomposer right here and chemical synthesizer right there. So no problem. So let's go downstairs and let's do, hey guys, in today's episode we're going to automate the carbon nanotube again for the first time again. Wait, this is not the first time if it's again. Anyway, you understand what I'm trying to say. So let's go bloop, bloop, one up and one up. And the reason we want to do that is we want to have access to the top. And we'll do it like this. So now we need to bring stuff in the... Oh, do I have more than 3, please? Yeah, okay. So we have to bring things in the top. So we're just going to go like this. This is annoying. Like here and here. And let's go into the top from here, because things has to be inputted from the top if I remember correctly. So this is going to be insert. We're going to be removing this right there. And already we're getting some cellulose in here, and it's decomposing. And if I come right here, see, this is keeping full. So it's always going to prioritize filling this before that. So I should never run out for my syngas production. Now this is going to be a problem, because I got my carbon, but having my carbon is not enough. I also need to, I only want my carbon. The rest I'm going to want to void. At this point, like, I've really made my decision. I want to void. There's no way for me to just keep all of this. It makes no sense. So let me disconnect this, and I'll put one right here and right there. Nope. This is not what I want. Perfect. And not in here. Oh. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm a bit derpy. So remove this, remove that. Another one right here that we're also going to have to disconnect. And then finally one right here to bring on top. Perfect. So, oh wow, I was by 1. Like, I got safe by 1. Going to set this to insert, and this one to really, I hate it when it's this low. Like, I have no way of actually clicking. Can I get it if I go really far? No. I'm gonna have to go 1 level down just to be able to set that. That's crazy. And of course it's emptiness under here. Okay, so derp, this is not what I wanted to happen. Let's go down by 1, and let's just make a little way to this. This way and that way. And let's go up. And can I have access now? Please give me access. Extract, always active without signal. And I can actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kill this, because mobs don't jump, so it shouldn't be a problem. So perfect. Now, this is extracting and is bringing carbon here, and I can basically set this to be 64, like so. 48, 48, 48. Oh, let's go to 64. I'm gonna have to put a book in, I'm pretty sure. I just want to try it in case. 64, and oh, it maxes out at 64. Yeah, perfect. So this is making carbon nanotube. Now I'm going to need to extract from this also. So I'm going to need one right here. Going to have to kill that, and I'm just going to put a barrel right here. Barrel right here. And now let's just take a look. If I extract 1, why isn't it? Oh, I don't have 64 yet, sorry. And then I'm going to need 2 more barrel, one right here and one right here, like so, and like so. And I'm going to make this barrel hydrogen, and I'm going to make that barrel oxygen. So now, technically, once I set these to insert by doing this and that, because they come before the next one, all of the hydrogen and oxygen should go in these chests. Hydrogen, 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 hydrogen. Let's put all of this in here. And oxygen, oxygen. Is there another one? Oxygen. Let's put that all in here. And still not enough. Okay. So I'm still waiting, but see, it's going to go in these first. And then I'm going to put some upgrades to be able to just nullify the extra that it's producing. I really don't want to waste anything on here. And I'm going to put some speed upgrade again because I don't want a situation like that again. Let me just put that one right here, and I'm going to take one out and put it here. So now that I have that, I can just lock these 3 barrels to make sure that they always stay on that. And I'm gonna go back downstairs and set the extract on the other one. Oh boy, don't fall in the hole. Don't fall in the hole. This is all I have to keep telling myself. Don't fall in the hole. So this is one. Where's the other? Right here, I'm thinking. Yeah. So now I have to move just a little bit that way and try not to die. Get rid of this and like so. Extract active without signal. And oh, this little parkour thing. It's stressing me out. Okay, so this is all still good, still all in balance. This is always keeping full with cellulose, and this is filling with carbon. And the moment I get to my second stack of carbon, it should automatically make a carbon nanotube and put it in here. And my biggest limitation right now is the fact that I'm not emptying this fast enough. Like, let me give it a hand quickly. And I got my second stack, and come on. Oh. Insert. Now it should work. 2. Perfect. So it's going to be slow going, but at least now it's started. And I'm not going to be monitoring this. I don't want to spend time monitoring this, so let's just make sure that everything's voided so that I can see that the setup is completely done. And this is finished. Wow, this went much faster than I thought. Let's remove that. How many did I say I needed? I needed 1,128 iron. 1,128. 1,120. Really? 8. Perfect. So this is only to make iron block. I'm going to move this away to not use it, which means now I'm like super iron poor, but it only looks like I'm iron poor because at the end of the day, I'm going to be good. So what is it I wanted to do? Yeah, I'm going to grab a stack of that and wood. Where do I have wood? 16 wood, and I'm going to make some 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 tier 1 upgrade. 1 2 1 2 1 2 like so, and I'm going to make some tier 2 upgrade 1 2. I'm going to put back the iron in here, and then I need 2 obsidian for voiding, and I need, what's the other thing that I need? I need my where are my pistons? I thought I had a crazy amount of piston. I shouldn't have run out already. Where are my piston? Right here. 1 2 3 4 5. No, just 4. Perfect. And let's make the void upgrade like so. So I'm kind of compressing 2 episodes into 1. This is kind of good because I didn't want to spend too much time on these things. So, upgrade level 1, upgrade level 1, upgrade level 2, upgrade level 2, upgrade level 2, void and void. So I'm not going to have any issue here with the extra hydrogen. My only problem left really is making the extract from here stack at a time. So speed upgrade, I'm going to need a lot of them, but this is going to resolve my problem. So I'm not going to come back, I'm going to come back here, but during my time lapse to put the speed upgrade in. But I have my resource production. I now have my carbon nanotube. One of the things I'm going to do in a time lapse also is that the carbon nanotube I'm going to put in a B space barrel because I want to bring the carbon nanotube upstairs. Oh. You remember what I was saying about the hydrogen? Look, I'm stuck full on hydrogen here. And honestly, this production, it's stopped. I was going to say I could stop it because this is going to produce more hydrogen and oxygen than this ever would. But anyway, so my cellulose production is balanced and maxing the syngas first. My carbon nanotube is set to be producing. So I could technically also automate the creation of polytool part. But like I told you last time, if I automate the production of polytool, I could get to a point where I make an extra polytool and I'm wasting the carbon. Considering the crazy amount of carbon I just showed you I was going to need, I really don't want to risk wasting any of my carbon. So I'm just going to make the poly tool when I have enough stack. We had calculated it, and it's I think let's go back to the calculator 1 second. 8 poly tool. Each poly tool are made out of 4 stacks of carbon nanotube, which are made of 64 carbon nanotube. So we need 2048 carbon nanotube, or divided by 64, or 32 stacks. So once we get to 32 stacks of carbon nanotube, I'm going to stop that production and change it into making carbon block. But I also need to start making automated carbon block and automated iron block. And honestly, it's going to take me so long to get to that point that I probably can make a tier 2 crafter and just pump these two into it. And whatever balance it's going to get to, it's going to transform as fast as it can. So it shouldn't be a problem. So in this time lapse, I'm going to make some speed upgrade. I'm going to use whatever iron I have to make some electrical steel to make some speed upgrade because I want to make sure to max out my carbon production. And I'm also going to make the Jabba barrel for the axes and for the stick. And I'm going to try the setup I was talking to you guys about, where I set the max number of stack in in the barrel and not in the what's it called, and not in the actual end result, so that I can then start B spacing these barrel and moving the tree farm in another location with an anchor. I don't think I'll get to the farm in this episode, well, in this time lapse, but I'll try to get as close to it as possible. And also going to start to clean up my base a little bit because I like having one of each machine here to be able to work with in close quarter when I'm doing operations. But the extra ones that I built to try and go through this mass amount of resource, because look, I don't have an iron problem. I have an iron cooking problem. But once I set that up to go through from one barrel to the, or from one barrel to another, it should solve my problem. I should be able to process everything fairly rapidly, even more if I have many of those. And I'm going to do the same thing I've been talking about. I'm going to move the processing down here. I'm going to put down the floor here and start moving the process line here, because this is my power and processing floor. This is my base processing slash sieving. Oh, really? And probably going to make another wooden killer just so that I don't have to deal with these mobs anymore. Because with the wither upgrade, with the 2 extra wither upgrade that I have, I can put one of these wooden killer on every floor. And by putting one in every floor, it's going to make it so that whenever a mob spawn, it gets hit from that, which is going to throw it away. No sword. Do I have a sword? Let me put a sword in here and I can show you what I mean. I'm pretty sure it's night right now. See, it was attacking. Now if I go outside, I don't have to worry. Oh, what? Ah, he was under a tree, so he didn't get, like, kickbacked. But even if it doesn't get kickback, running, attacking, so it's killing something. So at some point, it's going to finish killing whatever it is it wanted to kill. And it should make sure that the mobs are not that dangerous to me. See how far they are, and they're getting attacked? I don't know why this one's not getting attacked, but it gives me a pretty big range of mob-free locations. See, now these are getting kicked back. That's what I was saying, is that they get attacked and kicked back. So technically, they shouldn't be able to run toward me. Now they're running toward me because they see me. But if I was not here, they would just get knocked back and killed. So keeping a steady supply of killing machine is going to solve my mob problem. But as you guys can see, I have a lot of work to get done, and I'm just going to have to dedicate each episode to a part. So this episode was explaining to you the Stargate and setting that up. The next episode is probably going to be about setting up the Tier 6 plate. Let me look at the book one more before I leave you to go to my time lapse. No, I don't even need to do that because I can't see it. It's solar panel. The next level of solar panel is stars. Oh yeah, we also have to take care of the stars. But next episode is not going to be the star, because the next episode is going to be automating the Naquadah. I know I don't have enough already, but I still want to automate it. So I'm going to end up on this because this is my biggest achievement. Nope, sorry. You've seen this setup before. This is not my biggest achievement. I'm just being a little bit derpy. My biggest achievement is showing you how the Stargate's going to get made and how we're going to set every single item in here. So of course, the first 8 ring block that we make are going to go around here, and then the moment that we have the controller, it's going to go in here, and then the base. And the last thing that we're going to make are the chevrons, because they're the one that uses the most ring block and are going to take the longest time to fill in here. And I'm going to change my title episode to say how many blocks are made. So basically 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. So I'm going to be counting the number of parts for the Stargate. So I'm going to be, at the end of the count, I'm going to have an SG 14/18 or 42/18 so that you can follow the count of the Stargate setup, because that's really what the end game is all about. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now!
Ever since our hearts been missing. Yeah.